Hi friends, welcome to the Wildflower and Twine kitchen. My jar of sauerkraut is almost finished and I need to get another one going, so come join me as I make one of the easiest gut-loving side dishes you can have in your fridge. If you've never made sauerkraut before, then this is your sign to get that half a cabbage out of the crisper and start slicing. It's super easy and you get to squish things. All you need is a widemouth jar, cabbage, salt, a few herbs and clean hands to get started. I'm making this one pretty basic, but as you get more comfortable with the process, you can really get creative with your ingredients. Today I'm adding a little carrot, some fennel tops, mint, a bay leaf, pineapple sage and parsley, but you can choose any herbs or spices that you like or have on hand. And before you start chopping your cabbage, peel a couple of the outer leaves off and set them aside. We'll use those at the end. Now you can start slicing up your cabbage. I like to cut it at about 1/2 centimetre thick, but you can go as thin as you like. The thinner the slices, the softer the end texture will be. And you can use a food processor for this too, but sometimes I just like to slice it by hand. I find it pretty calming. Once you have everything sliced up, you'll need to weigh it. This is how you find out how much salt you'll need to add. Just make sure to tare your scales so you're not including the weight of your bowl. We're going to work on a 2.5% salt ratio. To work this out, just multiply the total weight of your vegetables by 0.025. I'll put up an example here on the screen and in the description below. Now we get to have some fun. With clean hands, start massaging the cabbage while mixing all your salt and herbs around. Spend a little time doing this. You'll know when you're done when the cabbage looks a little translucent and you have a decent amount of liquid in the bottom of your bowl. Rest your cabbage mix for a bit. This is not essential, but a good tip to know that you can do that if you need to. If your cabbage isn't getting juicy enough, this can help. Or if you get interrupted, you don't need to worry about pausing the process. Just always remember to come back with clean hands. Now grab your clean but not sterilised widemouth jar and start packing in your cabbage mix. I like to put the bay leaf in the bottom of the jar purely because I don't want the leaf to get broken up throughout the squishing process. Nobody wants to munch on a chunk of bay leaf. If your hand doesn't fit in the jar, use something to push it down like a muddler, wooden spoon or rolling pin. You don't want to leave any air pockets throughout the mix, as this is where things can go bad and it can start to spoil. By the end, you should have a good amount of liquid covering the cabbage. This is good and essential for the fermenting process, as it helps protect the vegetables from any nasties. Now we're going to use those outer leaves we saved earlier. Fold up one so that it's roughly the same size as your widemouth jar, and push it in so that all of the cabbage stays underneath and everything is covered in salty water. If needed, you can use a glass weight. This one isn't exactly a weight, it's just a glass lid off another jar, but it fits and it holds everything in place, so that's what I use. Otherwise, it's time to seal your jar and pop it somewhere dark for a few weeks. 14 to 18 days is usually the sweet spot for me. If you don't have a jar that's designed for fermenting that lets the gases out, that's okay. Just come back to it every 3 to 4 days and burp it by simply opening then closing the lid. After 2 weeks of sitting in the dark at room temperature, you can put it in the fridge and then enjoy it with each meal. Once opened, your kraut will be good for up to 6 months. But fermented foods are pretty magical, and I've had a jar last over a year. If you're interested in seeing more gut-loving fermented food videos, let me know in the comments. I've got a whole list of my favourites I'd love to share with you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you again in the next video.